Hello, everyone, and welcome back. Today, we are going to be talking about the exterior angles of a triangle. So, we already went through the interior angles. What we haven't talked about is the exterior angle theorem. And this actually goes kind of in conjunction with other things that we've talked about. And so, it will make sense when we get to it. So, let's talk about it. So, the theorem says that given a triangle, if we know these two angles and we know this angle, or we only know some of them, we know that x plus y is equal to e. Now, why might this be the case? How come this is something we know? Well, we know that all three of these angles inside add up to 180, right? And we also know that this angle here, I'm just going to call it z for the sake of this little proof here. We know that x plus y plus z is equal to 180, right? And we also know that e plus z is equal to 180, right? We know the first one, that x plus y plus z is 180, because we know that the sum of all three angles in our triangle must be 180, right? We know this. And we also know that supplementary angles add up to 180, or in other words, that when we have a straight angle, a straight line like this line right here, this nice straight line here, that the angles are going to add up to 180, right? And so if we know that x plus y plus z is 180, and we know that e plus z is 180, we know that x plus y is equal to e by elimination. Now, actually, I'm just realizing elimination doesn't get taught till grade 10, but if we just kind of think about this conceptually and realize that, wait, here we just have, these two equations are the same, we're just kind of replacing x and y and x plus y with e, then there we have it, right? So that's kind of a way we can think about why this is true. Now, that said, I will not ask you on a test why this is true, okay? I just wanted to kind of give a little explanation there as to, maybe this is something we already kind of knew, right? A little bit based on other things that we can say about this. But anyway, long story short, the theorem is that x plus y is equal to e, where x and y are two of the interior angles, and e is the exterior angle of one of the angle that isn't known, right? Or of the this angle that is not x or y. So that's the important thing there. Let's say this was z. It is not true that x plus z is equal to e, right? It has to be these other two and this one. It can't be, z cannot be involved here. Okay, so let's find the missing angle here. We have 65 plus 55 must be equal to x by this theorem, right? That x plus y is e. In this case, x and y are 65 and 55. So we get that x must be 120, right? Because 65 plus 55 is 120. So there we go. With this one, we're missing x, so it's going to be x plus y, which is 48 plus x, or x plus 48, is going to equal the exterior angle, which is 125, and then we've got to solve for x, and we get that x is 77 here. Very good. What about this third example with an isosceles triangle? Well, in this case, we first must find what these two are in order to use this new formula. So in order to use this new formula, we first must state that we know that 80 plus 2y, right, plus the y here and the y here, must give us 180. All three angles must be 180. And we know that these two angles are the same because it's an isosceles triangle. Now, just a quick reminder, how do we know it's an isosceles triangle? We know that because we have these little ticks here, which show us that two sides are the same. And we know that when two sides are the same, that those two angles are also the same. So very important key point there from a previous session. Anyway, let's move on. 80 plus 2y is equal to 180. And then when we solve for y, we get that y is 50. So now knowing that y is 50, we can use the theorem we just learned, the exterior angle theorem, and say that 80 plus 50 must give us x, which is 130 degrees, right? 80 plus 50 is 130. And there we go. Okay, let's do one more example that they show. They show this example where they solve for x. So they say that 3x plus 50, the exterior angle, is equal to the two interior angles added together is equal to 52 plus x plus 20. And then they just rearrange this and solve for x. They do that by subtracting x from both sides, is what they've done in the first step. Then they subtract 50 from both sides in the second step. And then they end up getting 2x is equal to 22. And so they divide both sides by 2 to get x is 11 at the end. So there it is. Awesome. Okay, so next, there is some exterior angles homework. Now, I'm not going to go through every single problem in this homework. I think that would be a bit excessive. But what I will do, I'm going to go through one of each type. So I'm going to go through how to do 1A and 2A and 3A. And I've already put those 3 questions over here. For the first set, we have to solve for x. For the second set, we need to determine the unknown exterior angle, which does happen to be x. And then for the third exercise, we're solving for x once again. Also, all the answers are here as well. So if you do have any questions, feel free to bring those to office hours. Okay, so let's start with this first one here. Find the value of x. Well, for this one and all the other ones in problem 1, all we must do is use the exterior angle theorem that x plus y equals E, right? E, the exterior angle. So in this case, 63 plus 56 equals E. So therefore, E equals, well, we just got to plug that into our calculator. 63 plus 56 is going to be 119. 119 degrees. And then there we go. That's our answer. Okay. This next one is very much the same, right? We have our x plus y equals E formula, and we need to know what is the value of x. What's our exterior angle? Well, in this case, 74 plus 44 is equal to E, and therefore E, if we punch that in our calculator, we end up with 118 degrees. And there we go. Awesome. Okay. And then for 3A, we have these 3, right? And then the goal is to solve for x. I should mention what the goal is. The goal is solve for x. So to solve for x, I'm going to use the equation, right, of this angle plus this angle gives us the exterior angle. So that means x plus 20 plus x plus 10 is equal to 4x, right? So then we have 2x plus 30 is equal to 4x. If we subtract 2x from both sides, we get that 2x is equal to 30. And then if we divide by 2, we get that x is equal to 15. And there we go. That's it. Okay. Awesome. So there we have it. Okay, well, good work today, everyone. I hope you learned something new from this exterior angle theorem, and we'll see you for the next day. Bye, everyone.